Good evening, everyone. Maz okay speaking to us today, being Thursday, the 30th of September, 2021. How are we doing today? I know that tomorrow is a bank holiday, public holiday, a day of rest. Um, for those of us in this part of the world, there is a lot happening tomorrow. I'm going to be having a lot of conversation. I'm going to be starting maybe during the day to allow us to talk about after 61 years of being together, what you think. Do you think it is worth it? You know, a lot has happened. There are many people who say that they are happy, but I don't think I am. I don't know about you. I am not happy after 61 years. But this evening, we are going to have serious conversations, and this conversation is going to center around many things. We are going to look at the Rofa fight between Wike and which I have titled that the Wike removes Akpabio's pants in River State. You know, NDDC visited River State recently, or rather, the president was represented by the vice president and came over, and there was a verbal war between these two gentlemen or two sons of River State. Now, having said that, people, we have more states signing the anti-open grazing bill, anti-open grazing ban. I say kudos to them. Those that have done so is today we have Delta. Delta has taken me by surprise. Honestly, the other day I knocked Delta with my state of Anambra for disappointing us. But today I can bring good tidings to us that Governor Abiodun of Ogun State has signed it into law. Delta State has signed it into law as well. Then Anambra State is on the stage of public hearing, which was held. And we believe by next week or thereabout that Anambra State would also join those states that have signed these laws. People, that is progress that we are making. Before I get on this evening, I know many of you are not going to bed. Internet is free because you are celebrating 64 years. You know what? Imagine a 61-year-old man in the words of what's it, in the words of Asari Dokubo, he says 70-year-old man. Your mom never do. In the words of it, a 61-year-old man acting like a 21-year-old undergraduate. That's what Nigeria probably is. But let's get to the point where you tell me what you think. Before we do that, please, this evening, do me a favor, invite others. As Uchobuagu will say, but I'm the yard again. Invite others. Join me in this evening conversation. Make sure you tell me where you're watching me from. That you owe me. You owe me two things. Hit the like button, smash it, break it, just whip it. Now tell me where you're watching me from. Let me know the home base and the diaspora who are winning. Internet is free, but data is not free. Well, Austin Olga, come on, are you guys not happiness more? Smash the like button because me, I am happiness more today. I am happiness more. I'm
All right. Have you voted?
I'm voted, yeah.
Okay, so
I'm happiness, I'm voted, yeah.
tell me your feeling after voting today.
Yeah, after voting, I'm feeling okay. What I want, I get it on the result. I'm getting the party I want is the one going on. Thank you.
So the party I want is the one going on. So this party this evening is the one that I want. So where are you watching me from? So let's take. Now I'm gonna do a 30 seconds shout out to everyone. No, get the comment section busy now. Your happiness more says Samuel Wake. Philip watching from United Arab Emirates. Okay, not UAE. Watching from Zaaza room evening. Papa been on your dot. You must be a very corrupt human being. How can you? It's too early to be watching from the other room. Emma Samuel says watching from Sierra Leone. Wow, Sierra Leone. That's a new one. Someone is watching from Delta, Governor Capet. Yes, Delta, you guys did us proud today because you have signed the anti-open grazing bill. I say kudos. Where is the? We need to clap for you guys. You see, we'll clap for you because you have done fantastic. We can cheer you up as well because you have done fantastic. That's what we want. So Anambra is going to join them. Then hopefully next week or thereabouts. Then Imo State is already joined since 2006. For those of you who do not know, the governor once said that his state is doing nothing about it, but that is not correct because the governor is not informed in that case. Watching from Togo, that's Chima Martin says, or for Chima, thank you very much. Everyone watching me. Oh, who's watching from Rivers? Good evening, watching from Rivers. That is Okay, Priya George. Thank you very much, George, for joining us this conversation. Oh, somebody is watching from Tabo, is watching from Fege. I reckon that Fege, is it Fege or Nature or Fege in Lafiaji? Which of the Feges, before I say something? Because there is something. Fege is an important city in my life that I don't know. So tell me which Fege first. I'm watching from Anambra. Oh, there. So please, those of you watching from Anambra, you know that Anambra has been hot. A lot of unpleasant things has been happening in my state of Anambra. Sadly so. A lot of lives have been lost, needless, I must add, needlessly so, because these lives, this wanton destruction of properties are not needed. No matter how you dice it, no matter how you slice it, this wanton destruction is not needed. So the comment section, wow, I love the Paris people. Oh, when I see Paris, I feel like I want to fall in love. The city of Paris. Someone is watching from city of Paris. Let me. Okay, Fego Onitsha. Yes, Chidozeta, but Fego Onitsha. You know, that's what I've been wanting you to say. I was born in Onitsha, 43 Ozoblu Street, Fege, Ozoblu Nine, Toto. When we go to between housing estate and Fege, there is a pipe, big pipe. I don't know. I think it's either water pipe or no. It's not. It's not going to be petroleum pipe. You know, so it's how you strong, how rugged, street rugged you are if you're able to climb without, you know, without using your buttocks to cross over, and we sink. Ndị ọzọ obodo niile ọtọ ọtọ ndị lafia ji niile ike ike. Oh, that's a freaking old time story. So Tabo, thank you very much. And Eze Chidozie is watching from Lagos, the economic capital of Nigeria. And I have my good friend, Emmanuel Bajide, who is watching me from the United Kingdom. Emmanuel Bajide, I hope you're not among those that are now selling petrol in London because I heard that you guys don't have petrol. Now, in London, if your car, you don't somebody come and break your car and suck out all your petrol. Think I'm kidding you. It happens in London. Who would ever thought? Who would ever think of it that the place where Tinubu is taking medical vacation, the places people are, all these people where they fly our private jet and park it there, the place where they say when they want to launch a new airline, Nigerian Air, you know that one, the one they launched in air, and it flew in air and expired in air, but it never landed. Ah, this government, go better for now. Waiting on, I don't do us. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. But, let us be careful. This evening, I'll call this evening break and pay. Anything you break, you pay. So be careful the way you comment. Only thing you are allowed to break this evening, break the comment section, break the what's it called again? Break the like button. Just make it thumb you. And do one thing: click on that share, invite others for this conversation. Today is loaded. You're not looking at time today because you're not going to work tomorrow, are you? They say we have to remove a Nigerian flag. Some say we are not coming out. Some say whatever, whatever. But again, what I can tell you is some say the president is going to talk tomorrow. I say, well, Better use your data to watch Mazi than use your data to watch. I assure you, I can assure you. But if you doubt me, I can invite the president. Yeah, I have a connection. In fact, let me bring my this thing. I can invite it. Okay, let me invoke Buhari. Come and talk to us. Now, having looked at everything happening in Buhari, what do you think about the
The
country?
government has failed to do its.
Oh, Haba. Okay. I have not even finished asking the question. You're saying something again, but okay. I know your government has failed, but what do
The
you
government
think?
has failed to do its principal duty of protecting life or property.
Oh, your government has failed in protecting the principal duties of protecting life and property. Is that why Anambra State is doing like this? Anambra State is doing like this. Is
Our
it?
economic is doing like this. It's doing like this.
Now I understand why everything is lungu 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 lungu. But I tell you today, if you break, you pay. That's what we call when we play football. We call the flying pelele. I don't know many of you. Some of us call it flying carpet. Some of us call it the flying pelele. You break it. You know those people that have wire gauze and bottles in their fences. It touches there. All you hear. You will hear break and pay, break and pay, break and pay. You have bought market to be that one. And somebody will be crying because when you go and thief your mama money.
And I've warned in the first service, for those of you that like to fall under anointing and break things, if you fall under anointing again in this church and break anything you pay, from today is break and pay.
You see, I told you, from today is break and pay. But only one thing that you're allowed to break here, you're allowed to break the comment section. Because, because, hmm, hmm. Oh, MKN Mwandu says, well, some of us are working tomorrow, Mazi. Remember your audience. Oh, dear, I remember some of you in the diaspora, you're working tomorrow. But I know you're working tomorrow, but you haven't seen me for the whole week because I've been sad because of what has been happening in my state. But again, life has to go on. So tomorrow you are going to bear with us. We are indoors. Tomorrow is a loaded day. During the day, I would come online and we'll discuss 61 years of independence. I have a series that I'm doing is called the Nigeria at 61 series. Tomorrow, I'll be having a conversation with Professor Kinsley Moralu, and also I'll be having a conversation with Dr. Philip Idawo, and as a continuation of that series on Saturday, I'll be having a conversation with Professor Chidio Swagu. He's going to talk about vaccines starved Africa. In fact, let me tell you, if you speak to this man, your mind will blow because he's explaining a lot of things that has to do with this issue of COVID and vaccine from an intellectual and an African viewpoint. Do not miss that on Saturday. Neither are you going to miss the one tomorrow. And upper week, I will be having a very fantastic conversation that some of you got the answers right. That the other time I asked you, guess who my guest is going to be? It's Sunday, Pastor Sunday Adelaja, who will be on one hot seat. Again, you remember, no question is off the hook. If you want me, any of these guests that I've mentioned, if you want me to ask a particular question that's been agitating your mind, you are free to send me an email either by my normal email or you can tag me on Twitter. It doesn't matter. It's an open platform, it's a community. What we have done or what we are doing here at Njenje Media TV is to build a community where we will seek information and we must get answers when we reach out. Okay, in that case. So if that becomes the case, on the screen is the ways you can contact me. You can go to Twitter, and actually, many of you who are on Twitter, you can go to Twitter and follow me at Mazi Ezoke, or you can send me an email at maziezoke@gmail.com and njenjemedia at gmail.com. So, people, let's get the ball rolling. Papa Bina say make I borrow am the piano where they my background. No, the piano is when the things if my head full. Now where are they go? I'm a good, you don't know I'm a good musician. I can play the piano, I can play drums, I can play conga. I can't play flutes, I can't play oja, I can't play trumpet, but at least everything that has to do with leather, and the pium 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 pium, I can do all those things. So, okay, so let's start. No, the other day, last week, I showed us a video about a youth copper who was abused by a military lady, a young military officer. So the update here is that the lady in question, has spoken, and this is what she said. Have a listen.
Competition, so they can't choose me as person wey go do usher for invited guests wey they go come. So when we can't go there, as I reach for there, I can't see one of my officer friend wey me and dem dey play ayo game. So as I dey greet am na the Lieutenant Chika Viola Ndele come shout for me say I no fit touch officer wey wear army uniform. So as him tell me that thing, I can't shift back, can't go for my duty post stand. After nine, another officer come talk say make me I shake am. I come tell am say dem say make we no shake officer wey wear army uniform. So I can't stand there. She come tell me say, madam, make I no dey silly, say I fit only touch, I fit only shake, but make I no touch. So I can't go back to my duty post. So as e come reach time wey we go share small chops, the Chika Anele na im dey in charge of the small chops wey we go share. So we come group the thing na, I come carry am dey share. As we come share finish for officers and invited guests, so one major wey throway im own for ground, he no know throw am for ground, he come call me say make I come. As I come go there, come tell me say make I change am for am, but I tell am say the thing don finish, say that one wey im dey see there na for the umpires, as in the referees wey dem dey judge the competition. So the man come dey insist say make I change am. Now I come go meet Lieutenant Chika Anele, say see wetin dey happen o, this man say make I change am for am. She come start to dey insult me, say shey I no get sense. On the 28th day of July, dem bin send message for WhatsApp, me I no see the message. So dem say meeting dey, say she come meeting, say make we come, all the corpers come. So when I come go there, she come bring me out, come talk say na because of me she call the meeting. So she come say make me I go wear my NYSC uniform wey we dey call 6/7. As I come reach for my room, I come find out say my period don start. So I need to clean up so that I go fit dress well. So as I come dey baff, she come send somebody make she come check wetin I dey do. The person come go tell am say I dey baff. So she come. By then I don already dey for my room dey wear my cloth. She come talk say, so she tell me say make I go wear my uniform, I come go dey use am baff. I bin wan explain to am say see wetin dey happen, but she no wan hear. Now she come call all the corpers, come tell some make dem go fetch water for buckets. So when I dress finish, she come carry me go backyard, back of the place where we dey stay for the barracks, because we corpers we get lodge for there. She come say make me I do press up. I tell am say I no go fit do am. She say make I do frog jump from here to there. I tell am say I no go fit do am. She come talk say make me I lie down dey roll for ground with my NYSC uniform. I tell am say I no go fit do am. So she come say make I dey do frog jump where I stand. I come dey do. As I dey do the frog job, she come dey see say the thing dey pain me for body. She come say make I kneel down. I come kneel down. She come say make dem the copper carry stone come block. She come say make I carry am on top of my head like this as I lie down. So as I come carry am now, she come dey tell me say until she see water for my eye, na she go leave me. Meanwhile, as I don tire to carry the thing, I come throw away the stone. I come tell am say I no fit carry this stone again, say I no thief, I no kill person, wey she go say make I carry stone above my head. So now she come say my English no be correct English. Now she come start come say make dem bring sand for am. As dem come bring sand for am, she come mix am for the water. As she come mix am for the water, she come dey pour am for my body. She come dey curse me, dey pour me the water, dey use the thing. If she pour am, she go use the thing make sure say she use am hit me. Because she don already tell me say if I no cry, she no go leave me. So na that thing make my mind strong, because I no wan cry make she see say I dey cry for her. So na the thing make me come stay. I come stay, she come dey pour me the water. So as she dey pour me the sand and water for body, my body don dey bite me because na dirty water she dey pour for my body. So I don pull my jacket, e come remain my white. So as my body dey itch me, na I come say make I comot my bra because the thing dey bite me for body. So as I come pull my bra, na she come start to dey curse me say see the cheap bra wey I dey wear, say for how many months I don wash am, say 3 months, 2 months or a month, say me I be blinking shit. Na when the matter don hot, when my picture don dey be headline everywhere, so fear come dey catch NYSC dem, because for Calabar na dem be our mama and papa, because na dem put us for there. When the matter don too much for social media, dem come talk say make me I dey go house for my own safety, so that anything no go happen to me.
Okay. So I can hear that some of you, I can read that some of you are saying that you're lost. Now, let me recap what she said in case you are. So last week, we showed you, or rather, I did show you a video of a copper that was assaulted by a female soldier in Calabar. Both were Igbos. Now, this lady has been interviewed by other news outlets, and this is the video. Now, here in Pidgin English, she narrated what actually happened. She obviously asked the lady soldier, when she was asked to do some ushering, some questions or made some request which she thought was offensive or that she shouldn't have done. And as a result of that, she was now eventually being punished. That actually, that mixture, like clay like mixture, according to her, that obviously she probably told people to go dig some mud, mixed it in water, and poured on her. Again, you can see. My takeaway here is that the society in Nigeria is still suffering from military hangover, oppression. Now, you can imagine at this level, she's already oppressing people. What then happens when she gets real authority? That means no one will be spared. Exactly the same thing I tell us our politicians do on the street. On the streets, you can see vehicles. Our politicians, as you can see their vehicles driving on the street, and someone not moving fast enough, you will see soldiers, you will see policemen jump up, or rather jump down from their own vehicles to abuse fellow citizens, and all of us will be watching them. The next incident I'm going to show was happened in my own, sadly, my own state of Anambra. And as the video, the narration from the video you can hear, it says it's the Anambra, the All Progressive Conference or Confidence or Criminals or Council, I don't know. But All Progressive Confidence, the gubernatorial candidate who was moving and got to this hold up, and his own security men now came out and did this. Two people.
Now, look at what APC. Look at what APC now. Is this how they?
Now, hold on. Now, let me see if I can enlarge this a little bit so that you can see at the background there, in front of these silver Venza, you can see the police trying to get the silver car across the other side. The road is blocked. The guy is not going to take his car on his head. But this guy is there. This guy is being abused in front of everyone. Watch.
Want to rule Anambra State? Huh? How they are beating an innocent person? Huh?
You can see the police officer, the army officer raising up their whip. Just, you see, I keep saying it. Civility is not part of us. It's gone from us in all strata. And what you see happening here is a clear reflection of that. Last Christmas, I was streaming live from my state of Anambra, and I was showing us the level of madness. Every Dick and Harry, every idiot, every cucumber who is able to buy 3 cars moves with police escort. Everyone blaring siren as if we are dying next tomorrow. Sadly, that only happens in my state. That only happens in Anambra, because obviously I was in Enugu, I was in Achi, I was in all those places in Enugu. I saw no place where people were behaving like mad people. This is
security men. Huh? What is the meaning of all this? Huh? They are still beating the young man. As if huh? What is the meaning of this? What's the meaning of this?
Anyway, for me, we must speak up against injustices. Injustice does not only mean injustice when it's done by someone from another tribe. When an injustice is done from myself to you, from my state or from my region or from my religion, it remains even within the family. An injustice is an injustice. So we must walk away also as a people from the notion that injustice is only, oh yeah, it's the federal government, is our normal cliche, it's the planning, it's this. No, an injustice could be done by me to you, or you to me, even when we probably share the same faith, the same whatever we share together, it can still happen. So the same way I condemn this act done by the soldier, I call her soldier aunt. It's the same way I condemn the one done by politicians. They are not even in government, and they are blaring siren, pew, 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 pew. They are not even in government. What then happens when they get into office? All of us will run away now, isn't it? All of us will run. We'll go and hide under the table, or maybe we'll go in the other room. It is time has come when if they break anything, they will.
And I've warned in the first service, for those of you that like to fall under anointing and break things, if you fall under anointing again in this church and break anything, you pay. From today is break and pay.
You see? So we must begin anything. Anything they break, they pay. The only thing you're allowed to break this evening, people, is break the like button. The like button and the share button, you're free. You're free to break. I can tell you. Now, people looking for your votes. As Wando says, they're not looking for your vote. Maybe that's why they can do this. Huh? Is it? Maybe. Which party was it actually? Ah, now I know. Why is it that I didn't think about this?
APC from top to bottom. Top to bottom. Top to bottom. Thank you very much indeed.
I know. That is actually the problem. It's the problem. I know the problem now. It's tough.
APC from top to bottom.
To bottom. Tough to bottom.
Top to bottom.
Now I know. That is the problem. So, pardon me. The mathematical equation, I have solved it. I have solved the mathematical equation.
APC from top to bottom.
It is top to bottom. And now I know. Inshallah, I know. So don't go there. I know. It's top to bottom. Now, before we continue, again, like I said, if you are still if this is your first time of seeing my face, kindly do me a favor, like, subscribe to this platform. Now, let me get to the main meat of this evening. I don't know if you have seen the Rofo fight between Yeson Wike, the governor of Rivers State, and his counterpart in the person of, the former governor of Akpabio called Akpabio. They met where they were commissioning a project, and both of them gave themselves verbal barakboism.
Join others who are lobbying you to come over to the APC, because we have enough problems in the APC to add more. But we are happy that everybody knows so well about you. Somebody has mentioned the East-West Road. Be rest assured that the structure you see there as East-West Road will soon change. I have assured you, and Mr. President has said so, that everything will be done to ensure the completion of that road. It started in 2006, and as usual, it is a vowed commitment to ensure that no project that will benefit Nigerians is left undone in his administration. He has assured all Nigerian Deltans that everything will be done to ensure the completion of the East-West Road. From Wari in Efurum all the way to Oron, the most dangerous part right now is the Eleme Junction. And the governor of Rivers said, if we delay it at all, because you were touching a lot of federal projects, we thought you would touch that area. But since you have neglected to touch that area, we assure you that we are already on the road. RCC has started work, and very soon, I'm sure you were leaving that one so that you will use it to focus. But then, I'm assuring you that we are going to disappoint you, because we are going to complete that East-West Road and on time. Your Excellency, the governor of Rivers State, because you are not yet in APC, I will not call you a performing governor. But the moment you come, I will call you a performing governor. So I thank you for being personally present here, and also with your deputy. I know that even the praises we are heaping on you today show clearly that you are in the wrong direction. So it's time for you to come to where you are being appreciated. So I thank you so much for your presence here.
So now this is what he said. Obviously, insinuating that when Wike crosses over to APC, he's going to bring trouble. Okay. If you haven't watched this, then get ready, because Wike, I don't even know how his voice sounds that way. Wike's voice sounds as someone who had, who smoked when we were growing up. We call it wee. Who smoked wee with a very serious mixed akpatachi, But that aside, that's joke. Now listen to Wike's response.
The former governor of Akpabio State.
Wike said, I can, the thing with the governor of Akpabio State. I'm going to try to not be like Wike, because what Wike said I can tell you it's like somebody removing Akpabio's underdress. Maybe the customized underdress.
I thought we came fully to commission this project. I didn't know that former Governor Akpabio will turn it a political rally. But let the records be straight. I prefer.
You know, one thing, I didn't know that these politicians are also comedians, honestly. And
to say where there is malaria than to go to where there is cancer.
So Wike is basically saying that APC is cancer and PDP is malaria. You know, that's.
So, former governor, malaria is treatable. Cancer at 4th stage, you are likely to die. So I don't want to die now. So I'm very comfortable to remain where Nigerians have hope. Well, Mr. President is here, I don't want to say that because I thought it was Akpabio alone. I would have told you something. You know, when I came in 2015, all the projects awarded by the previous administration, I completed all of them because it's public funds. It's public fund. It's not a question of who awarded. That's not the point. It's who finished it. Just like you finished the international airport. We started it under Akpabio when he was in PDP.
Wike is wicked. Wike is wicked. Now, at this point, he will begin to ask him why are they no longer calling him uncommon everything, even in his own party.
All the performance about the claim he did, was it under which party? Akpabio became an uncommon governor under where? Is he an uncommon minister now? It's not. So, you know, so it's the right time for you to come back where you became uncommon. It's the right time for you. Since you left, you have lost all that position. So today's the right time for you to make that decision. And I know as you're sitting down now, I know you will take a decision today.
I'm also here.
You know, now, again, many of you will disagree with this, but hey, that's my candid opinion. You see, sometimes when I say I wish Osibanjo is the president, you know, because I found it absurd that the brighter one will be spare tire and the one that calls people either 5%, the dot in the circle, the lazy youths, the whatever, is the president. I sometimes wish, you know, but if wish is whatever you call them. However, you see a touch of class, the way Osibanjo set in and what he said. Honestly, I can't admire him enough.
To settle the controversy between Governor Nyesom Wike and Honourable Minister Godswill Akpabio. We will settle that controversy in a most uncommon way, but I will be disclosing the details of that to them in a moment or two. But Governor Wike, thank you very much for your warm and generous hospitality not just today, but every time that I've visited the state. Thank you very much indeed.
Inside the Niger Delta.
You know, honestly, again, I know many would disagree, but I love his class. I love his touch. And I love his, he cracks jokes actually, but his own joke is on a different level entirely. He's, his own joke is on a different level. I wish Nigeria, but again, what do you expect? Nigeria is a place where even the electorate will see things that make sense and they will reject it and go for something. Now everybody's crying, oh, every dollar is 550, 600, blah, blah, blah. But even in 2019, you were presented with an option. People say, oh, there is no option. But you had Kinsley Moghalu there, a man with common sense. No, they won't. One would talk rubbish. Oh, it has to be ignored, it has to complete 2 times this one has to do this one. You keep, as Obasanjo said, we keep reinforcing failure. DSS, not me. I didn't say that. Obasanjo said that he was never taught in his military training the concept of reinforcing failure. Basically saying that if you had re-elected the failure you had between 1990, 2015, and 2019, that it was a reinforcement of failure. 6 years down the line, you think Obasanjo wasn't smart or he didn't know? The rest is history. But here we are. Everywhere, this is not only one. Every single region is crying. Nowhere. Is it Yoruba land? Is it Niger Delta? Is where all the 6 geographical zones in Nigeria simultaneously. Everyone is crying. Look at the Southeast, the most peaceful region we had before now. Last week, Southeast entered officially into the red travel zone, red alert zone. We don't know what is happening. We don't know what is about to hit us. We don't know what is hitting us. Ethiopian Airlines was to start flying into Enugu from the 20th, from last week. They postponed it. They were supposed to fly in, leave London, leave Washington today, and come in, assembling us at Addis Ababa tomorrow morning, and to land in Enugu 12:10 tomorrow. All arrangement has been made. Our staff already, everybody set for us to bring the new reopening tomorrow 12:10. But what happened yesterday? Ethiopian Airlines cancelled the flight again. 2 things happened. I'm willing to share these things public, but it has to bring us to start thinking. One, the passengers that they had booked in flying to Enugu was abysmal. Why would you blame the people? If there are insecurity everywhere, tomorrow people have been told not to come out. So if somebody comes out from the airport, how do you expect that person to go home? We have seen how people die like chickens. No security anymore. And you want people to fly in. How? You can't keep, honestly, it's just a mess. Now it's been moved to next week, Saturday, I think on the 8th. Let's help and pray that the security situation somewhat improves, that they can start flying in. If don't, we can keep complaining that the Southeast is this, is that, is the other one, but the little we appear to have, and to begin to nurture it and build it back after 2 years of closure. No one is stopping it now. No one will have no one to blame but ourselves in this case. I feel pain because all the resources one is put into, to make these things happen for the people, all the campaign for over 2 years. Anyway, I don't know. Olatunji Awofosi said, until Nigeria goes back to regional system of government which was destroyed in January 1966, nothing would ever work. I agree. 1966 is one of those January coup 15 that, it's one of those things I pray it never happened. Because if we had allowed that system of pre-independence and independence, 1963 Republican Constitution, if you had allowed those things to, if they were not disrupted, by now Nigeria will be like, our system would have been, developed, that we will be like England by now. When we go for African Cup of Nations, you see the Eastern region play against Midwest region, play against the Western region, or maybe against the Northern region, or even the one that Awolowo was conceiving and working out, with Solomon Law at that point, to have what they, the concept, which was the Middle Belt region, that Awo, because that's Awolowo's brainchild. One of the reasons the Connaught never forgave Awo. One of the reasons, even not many of you know this, one of the reasons he was sent to prison. Said, oh, he was planning a coup. Well, when you look deep to pierce into the heart of the Connaught and take whatever that was left, the food basket of the nation, those areas, to say these are the middle belts, they are not same with the Connaught. And he was framed up. And when Nzogu and Co. eventually realized what was happening and thought, okay, we can do this in a military fashion, sadly, Nzogu and his co-coup plotters did not take the ethnic dimension of whatever they were doing. If it was today, I don't think they will make that mistake, because today everyone appears to be now more alive into these ethnic mix balances. Because today, if you look at what you were controlling then, you wouldn't have. It was nonsense. It was idiotic to have even gone ahead and do that. Probably that's what left us where we are today. And that's why we are where we are. But that's by the way. No need cry over spilled milk. Now, there is another thing that happened recently, I think about 3 weeks ago. I found it, I've tried to speak about it many times here, but I thought, okay, now it's independence, and that's, what did I say, independence? Are we independent? Jeez. Okay, now in the new colonial celebration, because it's not independence. Are you independent? You're not even able to produce your own electricity. Many of us have to go through solar in order to get light. I mean, it's just disgraceful. How disgraceful that could be. Now, in a bid to make a point, Sheikh Gumi and these irredentists, I call him irredentist with no apology. Let me show you the person I'm going to be talking about. He's an irredentist. The guy that made this statement
is that Gandhi said, whatever you do for me without me is against me. Ask all those, 13, 15 governors that met in that hotel. Was there any of the Fulani leaders consulted? Any of the Fulani leaders consulted? So they're there making laws for people that they have not consulted. This is a problem with government, disconnected, out of touch with realities of people. You must sit down and talk with people you are making laws for. None of that those governors have sat down with Fulani leaders in wherever they are.
So this is the man I'm talking about. He went with Sheikh Gumi. They went to the Yoruba nation and they went to a place called Iboho. And I find that a little bit provocative because obviously you know the predicament and you know what Iboho is undergoing currently. And they did the following here. You be the judge. You be the judge. Be the judge.
Town, Goho, which one is a Muslim community, and we can see some cattle grazing in their courtyard. This is a place where I think Nigerians need to understand that we need to live together. Because I've seen nothing here that can warrant people to agitate that they should be separated from our beloved country, Nigeria. Professor Osman Yusuf, I don't know whether you have anything to say.
Yeah, this is Igboho, made famous by a detainee in Benin Republic.
You see that. Now, honestly, the country is so tensed that such reckless comments are not needed. Because obviously, if some people would have made the same comment of the other people, you hear it's a country where you and I are in. One old bearded Danish guy made a cartoon and people died in Nigeria. Cartoon, thousands of miles away. Thousands of miles away. When I saw this video, I thought to myself, I don't know about you, but I felt it was needless. It's provocative for them, to go here and do this in place of just putting that, saying the crap.
This is a place where I think Nigerians need to understand that we need to live together. Because I've seen nothing here that can warrant people to agitate that they should be separated from our beloved country, Nigeria. Professor Osman Yusuf, I don't know whether you have anything to say.
Yeah, this is Boho, made famous by a detainee in Benin Republic. Nigeria is one and will always remain one.
Nigeria is one, will always remain one. Bogidia. How? Under what condition? Oh, jeez. I got no spoil my day, please. I am no longer happy.
From the hinterland where we've seen example of how people should live, right? And this is why we're here. Nigeria is our country, and we are working to see how we can all come together, all faith. You see, the town we went to, Elisha, Burata, is it Burata? You see churches, you see mosques, you see Fulanis, you see the natives, you see Yorubas, all coming together. This is the Nigeria we grew up in, not the poison Nigeria, this Igboho, Igboho people, and people say Nigeria is divided. It is the elites that are dividing Nigeria, not the common people. The common people are all the same. So, we're here as Nigerians and we'll continue to be one, inshallah.
So, the person saying that Nigerians are not divided, bear in mind, I played us a video before. It's the same man that says, be careful. You're making anti-grazing bill. You have not consulted any Holland man. Be careful. You meet in hotel. That's the same man, no be another person. By the way, Babajide, thank you very much for this super chat. Thank you. You broke the jinx today. So, people, I can see only 22, only 23 likes on YouTube. That's very poor people. And 20 people on Facebook. You're doing well today. Only 29 likes on Facebook. Thank you very much. Those of you on YouTube, please show some love. Before we continue, show some love. Like, and share. Invite others. Today is a new colonialist day. I struggle, honestly. I struggle. Pardon me, but I struggle to say Independence Day because you are not independent. You're not yet self-reliant. You're not nothing. Not electricity, not water, not governance. Everybody in governor, or rather, 90% of people in governance are thieves, because everybody's just looking for something to steal. A nation that have water corporation budgeting money every month, every year, year in, year out, yet there is no running water anywhere. Tell me. The other day, someone told me, "Oh, yeah, we have water running in Ikeja." I said, "How many streets?" Una know the shame. Water pipe running inside the gutter. Is that one water inside the gutter collecting shit and bringing it into your house? Is that water? How many streets in Ikeja has water? Oh, water is running. Oh, where? Tell me where water runs in Enugu, or is it? I mean, jeez, it didn't know the work. Not the work. It don't tire me. Not the work. Hmm? Know the work. You know the work. Anyway, so that's again. What can we do? From top to bottom.
Top to bottom. Top to bottom. Thank you very much indeed.
So thank you very much indeed. Everything in Nigeria is gone from 1960 from top to bottom. Everything in Nigeria is gone from 1960 from top to bottom. From top to bottom. I beg you, ask me, Olatunji, say, what is so special about this independence thing? Man, ask me about it. Ask me. The population of the southern people is from the west using their dogs. I don't know their dogs, but it's these things are not adding up. So let's get back to something very, very interesting. We are going to do this now. So let's get back to this. This is like I said before, the southern governors have obviously signed this anti-grazing into law. Now, today, the National Assembly were asking the states to sign. Sorry, the National Assembly was asking the executive to proscribe bandits as terrorists. I asked myself, why would it take the National Assembly, what everyone has been saying since time, in the words of Chief Zebuda Okrigon with Elias 430, since time in River, do this? No, we can't do it. We can't. Maybe they're not killing enough.
Former Minister of Information and Communications, Dora Akunyili, in Anambra State. The indigenous people of Biafra, in a statement on Wednesday.
Sorry, not this video, but I'll come back to the other video.
Proof, though, with all of his claims.
He's just cardiovascular specialist.
Anti-vaxxer campaign.
To participate in this compulsory exercise. That's always
rescue himself.
So now there is this news.
Including
now there is this news. I don't know how many of you that the booklets shared to the NYSC people. There was a section that was shared on WhatsApp where people are being told, if you need to go to the camp, your parents must have certain amount of money in case if you are kidnapped. Suddenly, as usual in Nigeria, these things will be denied, and they were denied.
So amazing with everything that he's achieved so far.
That are doing well, but for the fact that he's an anti-vaxxer.
To investigate the NYSC over the viral section of the book.
So now look at this thing here and see exactly this where the booklets given to them. Let me expand this. You can see it clearly says here, this is NYSC at the top. It says, whenever traveling in high-risk roads such as Abuja, Kaduna, Lokoja, Okene, or Aba, Port Harcourt Road, then alert your family members, friends, and colleagues in order to have someone on hand to pay off ransom as may be demanded. the other thing covered it, as may be demanded. So suddenly, these people going on NYSE are young children. Well, not young adults. These are children between 20 and maybe 25 going on this service. And we are telling them, before you go, tell your parents that you might be kidnapped, meaning the security situation has deteriorated to that.
Where the core members were told to have ransom ready before traveling to some high-risk routes, including Abuja to Kaduna and Aba to Port Harcourt, while the NYSC has denied giving the advice and describing it as the antics of mischief makers. The House Minority Leader, Ndidi Elumelu, who led a debate on the matter on the floor of the House, said the inclusion of the said section shows a complete collapse in the architectural system of the country's security forces and a major worry for friends and family as to why their children should be allowed to participate in this compulsory exercise. That's always has been my question, though. Why do we have to, participate in this exercise? But I mean, that handbook, I don't know why the NYS is denying it. It is there. Everybody they've seen it. It's all over social media. Why did that happen, Rufai?
They should investigate. We'd like to get to the end of this.
We've seen it. We've seen the handbook.
It's there, but yeah, they should investigate. But it is sad what the country has become. That you cannot secure the students you post to various locations. And only to think the NYC was established to bring about peace and unity and integration of the country. And we're at our lowest ebb at this point in time. And it goes back to leadership. How do we even print something like that out in the first place? My memory might be hazy. I think it was around 2012 or thereabouts. Something happened to a core member. The head of NYC then, I think it was Brigadier Okoreafia, went in there to facilitate the rescue himself. The guys of mixed heritage, German and Nigerian, mixed, sturdy military guy, went in there, led forces in there to facilitate their release. So we can't protect our core members. Who can we even protect in this country where everybody dies like a chicken?
Nobody, exactly.
And you see, it's true. You see, we keep saying this because, wasn't it in Lagos yesterday? I was driving back, I was hearing on the news, an AVM, an Air Vice Marshal,
was kidnapped.
Apprehended by gunmen, kidnapped by gunmen. So because it's not gotten to us, we can't sit pretty in the studio. And I'm saying it so that it will be that we said it. So you can't
ransom payments.
Prepare to pay ransom payments. That's what the country has become. When we speak now, they say we are speaking.
Since I did my NYC, from bitter personal experience, I might add, I have been calling for it to at least be amended.
I mean,
if not scrapped. Because it's quite the nightmare, I can tell you. But my issue with this ransom payment, it reminds me of something that I read about a child in America in elementary school telling her mother she couldn't wear her trainers, well, sneakers, as Americans call it, with flashing lights in case a gunman comes to the school and shoots her. So this is how you have to think nowadays. This is why about 600 schools in the north have been shut in this country. Everybody is living in fear. And we continue to send the corpers out as if nothing is happening. In the north, the schools have been shut. There have measures been taken, although those measures are unfortunate. But there's a response to the glaring challenge that we're facing. The NYC wants to bury their head in the sand and continue like it's business as usual. It is not. The scheme should be modified. I understand what it was meant to do, promote national unity and what have you. But look at what has happened with the northern governors. They didn't get that memo. There is no national unity. So why do we continue to sacrifice our youth on the altar of this supposed fictitious national unity? Is it because we need them for elections? Do we need them for cannon fodder at elections so they can be killed? I really do think it must be amended as a matter of urgency. This thing, there's no point in denying the pamphlet. It's there in black and white.
Absolutely.
Amend it if you can't scrap it.
I agree with you, Tundu. Dr. Abati, your analysis on the story.
Yes, well, it's as follows. The relevant section in that handbook is section 65, section 65E, where core members and staff of the NYC, because the handbook is titled Security Awareness and Education Handbook for Core Members and Staff, where they are advised to tell their relations that they should put money aside to pay ransom in the event
Hey,
that
God,
they
I've
get
never seen anything like
kidnapped.
this in my life.
And the section goes ahead to also identify specific routes, Abuja to Kaduna Highway, the Port Harcourt Expressway, Aba to Port Harcourt Expressway. So the NYC has policy in preparing guidelines for corps members and staff. It has identified that, one, the security system in Nigeria has failed, and that nobody is safe, and which is a key point, that was made by Honorable Ndidi Elumelu. Clear demonstration. If people who are going to serve the country, compulsory 1 year service, cannot feel free, and their parents have to go and put aside some money for ransom, just in case.
I mean, Dr.
And it is for this reason that people have been saying that perhaps maybe the National Youth Service Corps scheme should be suspended or it should be scrapped. It was introduced in 1973 by the Gowon administration, the military administration at the time, as a post-war reconciliation, rehabilitation, reconstruction effort of that administration to promote, unity, to reintegrate Nigerians, to open up the country, and indeed, it served some purpose. At least it promoted a lot of interethnic marriages. I know many people who went for natural.
You always say that.
And came back home with a wife. In fact, some ended up with 2 wives from different parts of Nigeria. And it provided young people with a lot of education. But because of the NYC has now become a victim of the crisis of statehood in Nigeria. Well, some people have said maybe you modify it in a particular way, or maybe you make it, you find another way around it. Some people say scrap it. It's such an important legacy of the Gowon administration of the post-Civil War era that it would be really sad indeed. It would be an expression of the failure of the state for us to, scrap such a strategic and useful, tool, vehicle, system for, developing Nigeria. And the plain thing that is in sight is that many parents now don't even want their children to go and serve.
Yes.
Youth corps members have been killed in parts of the country. They were killed there. Many parents would rather go and arrange, the postings. So, the whole that ideal, is being eroded. And it is most unfortunate that even the NYC itself, which is a department of government, will now write it into a document and, endorse ransom payment, even when the federal government and many states hold on to the position that we should not negotiate with bandits. You see the disconnect at the administrative level, even inside government.
Well said. Let's take another story. A video that is now circulating on social media captures the moments some officers of Nigerian police in the...
You see, you can't talk about Nigeria without getting any form of headache. Now, this is a story about the Bandit and how NYC now is writing into the handbook that before you leave certain areas, make sure you ring someone when in case of kidnap who could probably come for your rescue and pay a ransom, not to notify someone that in case when you're kidnapped that your military can come to rescue you. Someone who could come and pay for your rescue. Suddenly, you see again the injustices that is happening in Nigeria. Yesterday, the Shiite were protesting, and the police came in, in order to disperse them to a point where stabbing people. These are things that happen in this country. Those paid with the taxpayers' money, the taxes you and I pay to protect our life and to protect our properties, and now have the audacity and now have the infantry to stop people. Thank God for China phones. At least these things can now be put on camera.
Federal Capital Territory Abuja brutalized some protesters of the proscribed Shiite group, the Islamic Movement of Nigeria. Let's take a look.
We used to stop the guy.
You see, this is Nigerian police and Nigerian army stabbing. You see, the thing about injustice, speak up when another is receiving this injustice. Do not wait and say this person is Awusa, this person is Fulani, it doesn't concern me. This person is Ibibio, it doesn't concern me. Speak up. That is the least our humanity can do for ourselves. I don't bloody care. He's from Kano, Kaduna, where I do not care, but you have no right. If he has broken any law, what stops you from arresting him, handcuffing him, taking him to court? Why would you be stabbing an individual? That is an assault. Jeez.
Look at how they are beating this person. Look at how they are stabbing that boy with this. Look at how they are humiliating that old man. Look at that old man.
See this man on the ground, though. This one would die, yo.
Again, police brutality. What is happening in this country, Tundu? Did you see that? I mean, we had to blur it out. These police officers were stabbing people, Nigerians, are killing Nigerians. What is going on?
Fortunately, I saw it, and unfortunately, somebody experienced that. It's so disgusting. The federal government's bête noire, Amnesty International, has claimed that 8 people were killed.
Yes.
There are other newspaper reports who put the number at 5. But should even one person die? It's a religious procession. They do block the road sometimes. And I'm sorry, so do other religions. We know what happens on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway with this Holy Ghost.
Yeah, why haven't we gone to Lagos-Ibadan Expressway where Adeboyonko blocked the road, where the mountain of fires, when they pray fire, suddenly one part of the building will catch fire? Why haven't they gone there to do the same? No. But here it is. People, we must, as humans, collectively speak up when injustice is done to one of us, irrespective of creed, religion, color, or anything. We are
This
all
or one or the other. They do cause inconvenience to people. Do you go and then massacre people in Redeemed Church? Do you massacre people in which other church on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway? It's so unfair. And these are the same people that have been proscribed. They are Shiite Muslims. It's so sad that that schism between the Sunnis and the Shias has found itself in Nigeria and has been expressed in this kind of way. This same procession, I think the processions are a big part of that faith. There was a Shiite procession in Pakistan, and they were bombed, they were attacked, like 3 people were killed, but not by the state. And the state completely condemned it. And that is Pakistan. Are we trying to be more Catholic than the Pope here in Nigeria, where our security agencies are murdering Nigerians for just observing their religious rights? The only crime you can say that they have committed is blocking the road, which is an inconvenience to commuters, but it's the sentence for that summary execution.
I mean, do you know a police spokesperson apparently had said that, you know, they were protesting with charms and things like that. Dr. Bati. So is that a response?
Very quickly. I mean, the battle between the Nigerian state and the Islamic movement of Nigeria has been there. Was it not in 2015 that about 300 of them were killed?
Yeah, 380. Judicial panel of inquiry. I mean, when judicial panel of inquiry says 300 plus, you can comfortably maybe try to add 1 or more 0 behind it for you to get the real figures.
Yes.
Around Zaria,
Zaria massacre.
State. And since then, there's Zakzaki and his wife, the leader of the movement, has been in detention. And of course, it happens all the time. And the argument that is usually put up is that, you know, the Shiites, when they are doing their procession, they do not get police permission. Do you need police permission to stage a procession?
No.
The Constitution of Nigeria guarantees the freedom of movement. And Shiites have this procession. It's the largest religious gathering in the world, you know, in Muslim countries. It comes.
You see, the thing is, the shared can be, whatever they do can be irritating. I give you that. Today, their leader actually made a very let me get the statement correctly, but he made a statement that it is very insulting, so to say, that Nigerians are happy to live on the. I think I responded to that in one forum. Let me quickly grab that. Um, that that Nigerians are happy. Quickly, let me find that Nigerians are happy to live under Islamic laws. I'm like, oh, well, who told you that Nigerians are happy to live under Islamic laws? How? When did you discuss that? Who did you ask? You see, these are the kind of outlandish comments he does make. I know they can get under your skin, but again, um, you know, but that doesn't give you the right to kill. I mean, if somebody makes, there are certain statements you make, you think it's not healthy for the society, for a cosmopolitan society like ours, quote unquote, then of course, take that individual, that's where the courts are there for, but not the way we basically, do these things. It just sad. Now, before we start concluding here, people, again, if you just joining me for the first time, I'm still Mazes. Okay, please do subscribe and like this stream. Let's get to my state of Anambra. And again, we will speak about the death of the man who, a legend, I must add, the husband to the Amazon, Dora Akunyolu, the former Minister of Information and also the former DG of NAVDAC. Dr. Chike Akunyolu, may he so rest in peace.
Look at it. Photography is really very important of the British for mighty deaths of Joss, all of this. And
She has a lot.
By people who are taking advancement on Wednesday by the groups to this amazing book. We'll take another story. Following the brutal killing of Dr. Chike Akunyili, the widower of Nigeria's former Minister of Information and Communications, Dora Akunyili, in Anambra State, the indigenous people of Biafra, in a statement on Wednesday by the group's Director of Media and Publicity, Emma Powerful, distanced itself from the murder and what it describes as senseless killings in the southeast geopolitical zone of the country. The group claimed that the killings in the east are politically motivated by people who are taking advantage of the current situation in the region to unleash mayhem on their political opponents. While also in the meantime, the Senate on Wednesday asked President Muhammadu.
Now, obviously, Pope in this case has come to distance himself from this killing. And the politicians, everyone is just looking around trying to figure out what is happening. Today, the rep that from Nnewi, that is Chris Azubogo, escaped death by whiskers at Nnobi in Anambra State. He was lucky. The driver and the his campaign people, they were going to the airport to pick him, but were attacked at Nnobi this afternoon. And sadly, the driver lost his life. Day before yesterday, Akunyali lost his life, his driver, his orderly. Yesterday, people lost their lives. 2 days ago, someone was beheaded, and the head severed from his body. Things, when we see these things happen, in the 90s in Kano, we clinch, we condemn that this is not us. Suddenly, these things are happening in our backyards. And I think anyone with any atom or iota of humanity in him must condemn these senseless, when I say senseless, emphasis here, senseless killings. For instance, Dr. Akunyol, a man who has used his practice of, of his medicine to help many lives. Free, when I say free, people, widows, orphans, people will come with diseases. He would treat them pro bono, free of charge, as a means of giving back to humanity. His daughter is one of the finest artists the world has known. Her work is in the White House, everywhere in at the airports, Heathrow. I mean, finest African original artist. He could stay back in America if he had wished, but he decided, it's someone who is very passionate about his homeland. Here, helping, saving lives. What broke me yesterday was the manner in which he died. I said it yesterday in my short broadcast. He was begging to be saved. He raised up his hand when he was shot here, and you can see some of his face peeling off, and he was begging. Now, people had their camera phones videoing, and they left him to bleed to death. Someone made a comment yesterday. Oh, which hospital would they have taken him to? I mean, not every silly comment that one should respond, but that was silly. There are hospitals that he could have taken to, and that was a new low for humanity. That we will see where things like this happen, rather than help. We are only taking videos and taking pictures. For what? For what? The other day, cult members, they say in Oka, cult war. I was told last night they went back for a what's it called, a revenge, and they cut someone's neck again yesterday. Cult war, cutting off neck, using neck to play somebody's head to play football. These were things we considered barbaric, now happening in our backyard. We cannot keep quiet. We must keep speaking against evil. There is no way to perfume the audacious and very piggery smelling activity. This is so bad. This is evil. There is no way we can perfume this. This is evil. Anyone, any group behind this senseless killing and destruction must stop. Everyone should work together to have this stopped and exposed. If possible, those behind them punished. We cannot allow the little that we built for ourselves, having risen from the civil war, where everything was leveled and bombed. The little we built for ourselves, we're looking at them being destroyed before our very own eyes. Many people, someone made a comment here this evening saying, why is Ethiopia coming in, that Al Shabaab will be coming in from them? I'm like, are you just sorry? But that's a very silly and ignorant comment to make. Ethiopian Airline is an international airline, part of the Star Alliance group. Star Alliance, you have, I think you have the Polish lot, you have German Lufthansa, and many other Star Alliance partners. That's where they belong. Very serious company. So if you want to go from London, from Washington, from I think Washington or Dallas, can't remember which one, but from Frankfurt, they pick all passengers from Europe and America, Asia. They come down to Addis Ababa. They change over. Everyone heading to Lagos, everyone heading to Enugu, everyone heading to Kanu would enter their own plane and they will go. So how does your people coming back from China, from everywhere, entering one plane to Enugu, how does that amount that our Shabab is entering the plane? Engage your brain, people, please. So what am I saying here is that we must all collectively show our humanity in collectively condemning this senseless killing and attacks. Today, Ajali police station was burned. 2 days ago, it was my home community in Ezinifite, Agwata. Police standing on the road, burned. Everything gone shot sporadically. This is a state of anarchy, and this must stop.
Buhari to declare bandits in the country as terrorists.
Now, look at the people in the House of Assembly here talking to Buhari to declare bandits as terrorists. Was there any way that this should have been a conversation? Did we have this conversation when IPOB was declared a terrorist group? Did we have this conversation when Boko Haram was declared a terrorist group? Why is it that when it comes, because the same people tell you, oh, we know the bandits, we know their sponsors. Now show us how many. Dubai, United Arab Emirates, did not tell us that they know who are the sponsors of terrorism and banditry. They didn't tell us. All they did, they published the name, bang. The people involved on trial. Here in Nigeria, suddenly, a presidential spokesperson will tell you these are the reasons. We don't want to publish their name. We want to try them. Try, we know see. Publish, we know publish. And you tell us you're fighting insurgency. How? First publish name, shame, then go on trial. If it's all this, if you see Yahoo with laptop now, you put their names and whether the laptop is meant for assignment or whatever. First of all, you publish and put up their names and their faces before you even start heading to court. But when it comes to those perpetrating terrorism in your own country, you will not.
And also declare all known leaders of bandits wanted for arrest and prosecution. I'm really disturbed by this story, but it is amazing, and it is.
Sorry, I'll take that story again. So that I'll take that story without interruption, so that it makes sense to us.
See Nigerians who contributed to this amazing book. We'll take another story. Following the brutal killing of Dr. Chike Akunyili, the widower of Nigeria's former Minister of Information and Communications, Dora Akunyili, in Anambra State, the indigenous people of Biafra, in a statement on Wednesday by the group's Director of Media and Publicity, Emma Powerful, distanced itself from the murder and what it describes as senseless killings in the southeast geopolitical zone of the country. The group claimed that the killings in the east are politically motivated by people who are taking advantage of the current situation in the region to unleash mayhem on their political opponents. Well, also in the meantime, the Senate on Wednesday asked President Muhammadu Buhari to declare bandits in the country as terrorists and also declare all known leaders of bandits wanted for arrest and prosecution. I'm really disturbed by this story.
Now, before Tundu or whatever you're called, OJ, before you get disturbed, now think about it, people. You know leaders of this bandit. We know their name. We have their pictures. They rape our kids when they kidnap them from their schools. They kill, they maim, they destroy. Yet, we have not plastered their names everywhere, asking people to. Sometimes I don't get it. Sometimes these things doesn't make sense. To the point that the National Assembly will now be asking the president. I jokingly told someone, well, maybe what they were reading, they should find out which ear he was using. Maybe if he was listening to them with the left ear, the one that they couldn't treat in London, then they are talking to stone.
But it is amazing and it is great that IPOB swiftly released this statement because, as you know, fingers were pointing to IPOB and I mean, I really don't know why. Like IPOB said, they are politically motivated killings. This looked like a pure assassination. And you know Dora has had that history, our former Minister of Information and Communication. She's had that history. She's been targeted before. And IPOB also said that, you know, they have proof or they know people who may have been connected to the assassination of both Dora and her late husband. Well, may their souls, again, rest in perfect peace. Really sad.
So I don't think Dora was assassinated. I think she had cancer.
Well, there is also a record. They wanted to assassinate her at one point.
She had many attempts,
yes,
you know, because of the work she was doing back then. But I think when you look back, it is a story of Nigeria failing people.
Yeah.
Nigeria, you know,
Nigeria
failed Dora.
Listen, Nigeria failed him. No two words about it. Nigeria failed him. A man that gave so much for his people, a man that loved his people so much, yet
and now
at the critical point, no one could help him. A man that saved so much, hundreds, thousands of lives. When he needed it most, no one was there to help him. Sad.
Nigeria has failed her husband.
Yes.
And what these two people have done, they've given their lives to Nigeria. This man grew up in the north. He fought in the Civil War, took a bullet that was still left in the skull.
In the skull, yeah.
Grew up in the north. Started medical outreaches in the north. Affected people. He was a healer. Came back to the south, did the same. Lived his life for Nigeria. But Nigeria failed him. Dora Akunyili, how did Nigeria fail Dora? You can say she got all the accolades. But the debilitating healthcare system couldn't detect on time she had cancer. Like the healthcare system cannot detect on time all the illnesses. And she went around and round and round. And finally, before they discovered what was wrong with her, it was too late. And she passed. I remember that picture of the last time we saw her in our public life when she spoke at the National Confab. She was frail from cancer. The government has said they will find the killers. It's best we find the killers. But a part of me says, yes, we always say we'll find the killers.
But we never do. We always say this, Rufai. I do agree. We always say it's become a cliche. We will. I assure you, I assure you. I assure you, assure. You keep assuring, but you find nothing. Find nothing.
Let's not forget in this same country in 2003, the Attorney General of the Federation, Bola Ige, was killed. Till today, we have not found the killer of the Minister of Justice in this country.
Jeez.
So, what is going on in Nigeria? We can't keep failing our bright stars. We can't keep failing people that will do everything to make this country work. We must find their killers. We must bring justice back to them. Because these people gave their life for Nigeria. I remember in an interview where Dora Akunyili was crying on television. She said, they've tried to assassinate me a couple of times, but I don't care. If they kill me for Nigeria, so be it. We can't continue this way. There's too many bloodletting in this country. I don't know when Nigeria has become a land that loves blood so much. This must stop. Whoever it is that is doing this must stop this.
It's terrible.
You can't continue to kill people on the night where he went to receive an award on behalf of the good works of the wife.
I don't know if you saw the video. Did you see that graphic video?
I couldn't watch it.
Pure assassination.
And
it was
please,
horrible.
Let's stop giving legitimacy to people like this by sharing videos like that.
Yeah.
In fact, let us share videos of these great people doing well.
It's so sad.
It is sad. Something must be done. This bloodshed must stop.
It is sad.
First, let's look at the various strands of it. Yeah. Nobody deserves to die in that particular manner, in such gruesome manner. Nobody deserves to have their life, snuffed out of them. And what this points to again is the spate of insecurity in the country and the worsening insecurity, in particular, in the eastern part of Nigeria. Now, the governors will tell you, well, we are on top of the situation, but it is clear nobody is on top of anything. You talked about the video. What is even more disturbing about that video is that, look, the late doctor didn't die immediately.
Exactly, was begging. I mean, listen, for the last 2 days, that video has been haunting me when he was raising his hand, reaching out for someone to help, reaching out.
You know, it was on the floor. And somebody was so callous enough, instead of trying to mobilize help, maybe to take him to the hospital, you know, they were taking the video. So we also have, at the human level, a culture of voyeurism.
People, where has our humanity gone to? Where has our humanity gone to?
That says something about how the average Nigerian has become inured, you know, to the kind of sad spectacles that assault us on a daily basis. Second, it's also very unfortunate that Dr. Akunyili and his late wife, Dr. Dora Akunyili, are now united in love and in death. He had gone, you know, to collect an award on our behalf, organized by the University of Nigeria Nsukka Alumni Association, Onitsha branch. And he was going back after that event before he was attacked on the way. Again, the problem of security in the country. The third point, Emma Powerful, Comrade Emma Powerful, spokesperson of IPOB, has issued a statement to say that this is not IPOB, this is not Eastern Security Network. Yes. This, in his view, is a case of political assassination. And IPOB has also volunteered to assist the security agencies to fish out the killers. And IPOB made it very clear that the politicians should leave them out of their issues, because they are not into political assassination. What IPOB is interested in is the restoration of Biafra. So I thought his statement was clear enough, and you know, it was important that he came out quickly to say that was not the case. Now, the Department of State Services, the DSS, was also accused by some people of maybe having a hand in the killing of Dr. Chike Akunyili. So apart from the statement from IPOB, there was also a statement from Dr. Peter Afunaya, the spokesperson of the Department of State Services, to say that, look, this is not a security operation. This is something else. And every Nigerian that has read this story or heard of it is disturbed that we have now a growing category in Nigeria known as unknown gunmen. These unknown gunmen, they commit atrocities, they burn down buildings, they kill people, and they disappear into thin air.
That is why I read that story about the Senate asking Buhari to declare them as terrorists, because they are not unknown gunmen or bandits.
We cannot continue to have cases of unresolved assassinations. If the more cases of unresolved assassinations that you have, the more you destroy the people's trust in the state. Now, you brought up the issue of the Senate saying bandits should be declared terrorists. That's not new. Everybody has been saying that. They are asking that government should go after them. The motion was moved by Senator Ibrahim Gobi. So it was a resolution. A resolution is advisory. So the Senate is not saying anything extraordinary. It is what everybody has been saying. Simply that unless we tackle insecurity in Nigeria, we can't make much progress.
Now we can't. You're talking about much progress. You've been generous. We cannot make any progress. Zilch. Zero. Null. 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 Zero. Zero progress. You can't. You can't.
People want to collect licenses for mining in Zamfara. They are saying there is insecurity. How can you go and set up a mining refinery successfully if your security is not guaranteed? Children in Nigeria, in certain parts of the country, cannot go to school without being kidnapped. Ransom is being collected on a daily basis. Some people have taken that now, kidnapping, as a full-time vocation. Government has not been able to do anything about it. So it's beyond rhetoric. It's beyond labeling. Fine. Anybody that disturbs the survivor, the dignity of the other person, can be classified as terrorists. But the people of Nigeria want to see concrete results. Right. And they want to see an improvement in their circumstances. Because what is being assaulted every day is the dignity of the average person in Nigeria. Our commiserations
Yes.
with the Akunyele family. Very sad, very unfortunate, but all the government officials who have been saying we will fish out the killers, they should give effect to their words.
Very well said.
Assure you,
May their soul rest in peace. We'll take our final story. In a video now making the rounds on social media, the governor of Rivers State, Wike, and the minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio.
Oh dear, I think I've taken this story at the beginning. I'm not going to take that story again. That's why I'm laughing, because it's a comedy show. Now, everyone, join me tomorrow noon, especially those of you in Nigeria, both YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and no Instagram. What we use for studios doesn't have integration to Instagram. But join me on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube here between 1, 2, as I will have other meetings later in the day. So we will be looking at Nigeria. If Nigeria at 61 has failed you, or if it has done anything for you. I'll be telling you tomorrow if Nigeria has failed me. I think you know the answer already. Because as usual, as all of you know, I'm unapologetically dotted, and I believe, as on your dot, that Nigeria has dotted me to a point. I want to think this thing know they work. This life, as Charlie Boy will say, no balance. People, don't break anything, because if you break, you pay. Okay?
And I've warned in the first service, for those of you that like to fall under anointing and break things, if you fall under anointing again in this church and break anything, you pay. From today is break and pay. Any spirit that breaks anything in this church again will pay. That mad demon. This camera is 1 million. Oh. If you are falling under anointing, don't go there. Tell the demon inside of you not to go to this camera. Oh. Ah. You want.
So if you break, you pay. But break, I give you the license to break the like button. Many of you on YouTube, you haven't liked that. Break the like button. Tomorrow, we will be having a conversation. Remember, tomorrow is Friday, and tomorrow we have our usual Friday hangout after my interview with Professor Kingsley Morgan. We'll still have our Friday hangout. Also, tomorrow, Friday, we will still have a conversation with Dr. Philip Idewo. That's going to happen 18 o'clock. That's 6 o'clock. Then 7 o'clock, I'm going to have Professor Kingsley Morgan. But in the afternoon, you and I, while we are sit at home, we're not going anywhere. We are just looking. The federal government says it's a holiday. So it is a holiday. We would have that conversation if Nigeria has failed, but if it has failed you, if it has failed me, or if it has failed all of us, I believe we will find a common ground where we will have this conversation. So tomorrow afternoon, join me as we have a one-on-one conversation on this platform. Let the world hear what you are thinking. Let the world hear that which you are feeling. Let Buhari hear that which you are thinking from the right ear, not the left ear. The left ear is still, I think there is a plaster from London. The plaster is still there, so it's not working. But we have discovered that this one had some air inlet. So let us go and whisper through the right ear. On that note, everyone, I will say thank you very much for being part of this conversation and this broadcast this evening. It has been my pleasure, and I am still Mazi Ezoke. And I will say good night, everyone.
You will be a past participant. Yeah. Hey! Ebu agomia. One day we go here. Say yesterday you are a past. So very soon you shall be past. Party. One name. Say tickle. Say tickle. One.
Some of the stance that you had is giving you this kind of trouble that you're seeing today. Is in crisis right now.
Yes.
Are you sticking with the party?
But of course, the PDP is my party. I will never leave the party.
You're never considering going back to the APC?
I would never. The APC, absolutely out of the question. Until kingdom comes, until Jesus returns, that will never happen.
But if you don't know what to do with your head, you don't know what to do with your head. If you didn't dare, you didn't dare. You didn't dare.
Are we likely to use a different approach in the fight against insecurity, especially kidnapping, which is a big issue now, sir?
No, I have just seen the IG. I think he is still losing weight, so I think he is working very hard. The government has failed to do its principal duty of protecting life or property of all beings inside its territory in Nigeria. And what happened, as I said, in Ekiti and Oshun, the number of military